Now a dramatic rescue at sea for 4 men who were trying to row thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean. We're going to talk to them in a moment, but first, their journey. The 4 rowers were just weeks away from completing a record-setting expedition across the Atlantic Ocean. 2 Americans and 2 Canadians left Senegal on January 23rd. Their mission to row unassisted across the Atlantic Ocean, a daring 4,000-mile journey to Miami. The team was gathering data for studies ranging from marine life to their own sleep deprivation.
2-hour nap, we're headed to a 4-hour row.
Conditions were challenging along the way.
The waves are far too big, and we're just bobbing up and down.
Canadian rower and 2008 Olympic gold medalist Adam Creek was part of the crew.
The first week was horrible. We were very seasick and very tired. Now we seem to be slotting into a little bit more of a grueling slog.
Then on Saturday, their 73rd day at sea, and just 850 miles from the finish line, a giant wave caught them by surprise, instantly flipping the boat over.
We had a plan in place for what to do if this happened, and it was successful in that we're getting the guys home safe. But it's too bad we have to end now.
Those rowers are with us this morning from Puerto Rico. Adam Creek, Jordan Hansen, Patrick Fleming, and Marcus Pukinen. Guys, good morning to all of you.
Good morning, Matt.
I just want to say there is not enough Dramamine in the world to get me to do this. How are you guys feeling?
We're feeling great. We had a good night's sleep last night and a good night's sleep on the vessel Haijin and that rescued us, along with the United States Coast Guard. First off, huge thanks to them for a flawless rescue, both organizations. Sector San Juan out here, Puerto Rico,
right,
and the C-130 out of Clearwater, Florida.
Let's get to why you needed to be rescued. So the seas are rough. Here comes this wave. Did you have any warning at all?
Well, yeah, it wasn't one wave. What happened is it was rough that morning. We were rowing into a countercurrent. We had about 18 to 20 knots of wind behind us, and we'd rowed in seas about twice this size before. The waves were about 2 meters, and we were in the middle of shift change, and as we were rowing along, 2 sets of waves came up right behind us, and I turned the stern of the boat towards the waves, which is the safest position for the boat when we're rowing along like that. And that first wave hit and kind of overwhelmed the bow, overwhelmed the stern, and drove the bow down into the water a little bit and to the side.
So did everybody just go flying out of the boat at that point?
No, not yet. There was a wave right behind that. So the stern dipped down again, and because we were a little bit on the side, the stern lifted up, and on that second wave, drove it into that wave that was so close that it just hit us, and we rolled over and got inverted.
Now, you had I understand you had a life raft, excuse me, and you also had an emergency beacon that you activated. How long were you guys in the water or in that raft?
Well, the first thing that happened is Adam and Pat had to get out of the aft cabin. We were in the middle of a shift change, and when that wave went through, that's what compromised our self-righting ability of our boat. Once we were in the water, it was about 5 minutes before we had all 4 of our beacons activated, and about 10 minutes after that when we had a life raft.
I know that you were awfully lucky. The Coast Guard got hold of that beacon, or at least realized what was happening. There was a cargo vessel in the area, and you guys were plucked out of the water. Are you going to try this again?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not trying this again anytime soon. I've got a wife who's 7 months pregnant at home and a 2.5-year-old son. So the next adventure for me will be driving around in an RV visiting parks.
Yeah, you're grounded.
And that's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, listen, we're happy you guys are safe. Be careful, and it's good to have you back on dry land. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much.
All right.